I'm now in the community of Tok, and I'm gonna get me some fuel, top off my gas, and it's at the Three Bears outpost here in Tok, Alaska. So I'm at the Three Bears, Alaska outpost in Tok. I'm about to top off with some fuel because I'm at a quarter tank right now. The lowest it will be for the rest of my journey. "93 miles away from the Canadian border." Let me top off and then I get back to my camera. So I just fueled up and I also cleaned my windshield, and now I'm gonna step into this convenience store. What's in there? It's a Three Bears outpost convenience store. Hello sir, how are you doing?
Oh, good, how
Thank
are you?
I'm doing
Thank
fine.
you.
Hello ma'am, you're welcome. Let me see what kind of drink I can get out of the store now. Let's see what drink they got in here. It's a bit dark in here. Oh, there you go. Man, my iced tea is $1.99. But I guess I'll go ahead and get one. So I got $1.99 for my peach tea. Get peach tea. Then I'm gonna find some kind of a snack to snack on as well. Whoa, these prices are crazy. Look, 2 for $7 just for that. Oh man, Pringles $2.59. This is insane. Alright, what else I got in here that I can eat? Got some little snackaroos. And some pizza, of course. I think I'm gonna grab a marble cake, and that should be it for right now. That should be it for right now. I'll just go with that. Later on I get something else next time. So I got a peach tea and a marble cake. Hey, how you doing, sir? And that's $5.38 right there. $5.38 US. All right, I'm gonna hit the road again. And in about 90 minutes or less, I should be at the Canadian border. So here we go. A Tok RV village and cabins over there. That's the restaurant, a lounge here in Tok. Fast Eddie. That's Fast Eddie's restaurant, and then that's Young's Motel right there. You see them cabins, it's a motel. And over here we have a military truck for sale. Wow. And that's the air camp, see the aircraft? That's their air service over there, Tok Air Service. And then buses and more military equipment. School buses, that is. And another RV park. That one is overgrown. Alaska Range Motel in Tok. Buckle up. It's the law. And it saves lives. short trail. So I'm back at it, and pretty much the route is much of the same. So next time it's probably gonna be at the border. Yeah, I did get a little bit of cellular signal, by the way, over there in Toke. So I was able to send a message and check my emails as well. So that's good. But heading on out. See you later. Again, I'm just right outside of Toke, and you can see the bridge right there. And we also have a boat launch. River meandering along. And there's a boat launch right here. You can see. And you notice here, the water is all fluid. There's no ice like we saw not too long ago down the road. About what, about an hour away? Yep. There it is. There's the bridge. Right outside of Toke. You can hear the water lapping up against the shoreline. Hear that? Hear the water lap against the shoreline. And then on the other side over there, there's another rest area over on that side as well. Now look at this right here. Isn't that something? You have the greenery in the foreground. You have the ocean. I'm sorry, not the ocean, the lake. Some greenery in the background, and then way in the distance in the background, you have the ice cap or snow cap mountains. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, just beautiful. Well, at least to me it is. I know some people might say it's boring, but for me, this is beauty. The island of grass, look at that. And that's the actual view of it right there. And it comes all the way down here, the lake that is. I don't see a trail that goes down there so that I could walk down there. But look how beautiful that is. Now for me, that is what you call beauty. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And during the fall or autumn, whichever one you called it, it's also got a different beauty to it, because whatever trees that change color, most of these trees, they won't change color, because you know, like the pine, they won't change color, and the birch and so forth. But whatever trees changes color, you'll see the orange and the red mixed in with the green and the brown, and it's just amazing with the water in the background and then all the snow over there in the distance, right? And then when it comes time for winter, and everything, as you know, is going to be white, and the water, of course, is going to be frozen. But to me, this is beauty, and this is just like paradise. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, and I'm free like a bird in the tree, and I'm just loving it. All right, and I hope you're enjoying this video also. I know everything is not for everyone. Some people, they have their different things that they like. For instance, some people like painting, while some people like the movies. Some people like sipping tea. Some people like coffee. But I love looking at the rainbow, the clouds, the sky, the mountains, the trees, and the most beautiful of all are humans, as you know, right? Definitely. Alrighty, so once again, I'm gonna head on my journey. Head on the road. I'm about 1 hour, just about an hour from Canada, the Canadian border, that is. So I'm gonna hit it. All right. So talk to you later. Take care. So I've hit the first pavement break here on this Alaskan highway, and what that is basically what I just said. It's gravel as opposed to pavement, and they got quite a few of them out here on this route. Last time I came out here, it was in the winter time, and trust me, these gravel brakes definitely help with some traction on the road. But now it's springtime. It's springtime, but to be honest, it's like summertime, because you know, when you go from that extreme cold and it warms up like what, maybe 50 degrees, it feels like it's summertime, but it's actually springtime now. Equipment on the side of the road, just left there for the day, apparently. Since it's Sunday, it's a weekend. So workers probably heading home, do what they do best, and then come back out tomorrow, Monday morning. Yeah, this gravel break is supposed to be 12 miles, I think. But the rest of the scenery is basically the same thing. Trees, the sky, clouds, and more trees. And the lakes here and there along the route. They're doing some work, and you can see that mountainside up there. See, they're chopping down the rocks to get aggregate for the road, so they don't have to bring aggregate from miles and miles away to bring here to fix the road. They just go up on the mountainside and just chop down a piece of it. I wonder if it affects the environment in any way, make it unstable or anything like that. But yeah, cruiseamerica.com. I think I want to get one of these RVs, recreational vehicles, one of these days, and just kind of like drive around the country, visit various places. I would want to get all in one though, like one of those bus type. I don't want to get a trailer. I don't want to have a trailer towing behind me. I'd rather get like one of those buses or something like that, to be honest. up ahead. I don't know what's going on. Pilot car is probably on the radio talking to someone or gazing. Hopefully they're paying attention. Hopefully they're just on the radio talking to the workers on the other end, getting information. But there it is. Look at the rocks on the mountainside. See, they tearing down the mountainside. Use the aggregate, do some work on the road. It's smart, I think. Instead of dragging or hauling aggregate from, like I said, miles and miles away, use the ones that's right here. I'm pretty sure they do their ecological and their engineering surveys and all that, and know whether or not it's going to affect the environment negatively before they do all of that. So yeah, they do all their surveys, I'm pretty sure, hopefully. Big boulders right there. But dynamite and that thing, blow it up to get it down. They gotta make sure they stabilize it, otherwise there will be risk of land slippages. So from here to the border, it's just about 40 miles, and there are no more gas stations between here and there. So if you're coming up here with a quarter tank of gas or anything like that, then you might be wrong. You might run out of gas, maybe right at the border. Of course, I'm pretty sure a quarter tank of gas can do 40 miles, but there's no gas station right at the border anyways, so you would still need to go further before you can get some gas. So that's why they always say that make sure that you try to keep your tank as close as possible to full. And of course, I still don't have any cellular service, but like I said before, it's the warmer months now, therefore there's much more traffic on the road than when I came through during the winter time, when I'd drive for like 2 hours without seeing a vehicle either going or coming. Most I've seen were some buffaloes and a few moose along the way. Well, not moose, but caribou along the way. This thing in my door and it's rattling now. I better take them out. Yeah, I don't like when I'm driving around, I hear all kind of stuff rattling in the car. I'm always listening for any unusual sounds, so if there's rattling here and there, I won't know if something is amiss with the vehicle, you know what I mean? Still going on the road that's not paved. Probably about 6 or so miles so far, maybe a little bit more, that we've driven on this road that's unpaved. But it's not bad. As you see, it's almost like clay. I know it's not clay, but it's almost like clay, and it's smooth out, so there's little areas you could drive on that is not too bad. It's not like there's gravel all over the place, pretty much. So not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. And once again, like I say, I'm not in a rush, so I can creep along. skies are dark now, and you can see a few raindrops on the car windshield. But it's been overcast all day, but now it's like black. So, oh, look at the rainbow right there too. The rainbow's there. It's not showing up bright, but it's there. Like I said, we're just trudging along. Trudging on, trudging on, trotting on. And there we go. I think I've seen pavement again. Pavement again. Trudging on. And yes, we're actually getting the rain now as well. We're now getting much closer to the Canadian border, and I have already switched my readings, my units in my car from miles to kilometers, because you know in the US, of course, we use miles. In Canada they use kilometers, so I don't want to be out here flying down the road not doing the right speed on the road. So I've already switched to kilometers, and at the moment we're pretty close to the Canadian border. As you can see, smooth roads, smooth sailing. A little bit of rain. Seems like we passed through already because the darker clouds are now past, and it's clearing up in the distance. Of course it's gonna get dark because I'm heading south. If I was in Fairbanks, then of course, you know, I wouldn't get any darkness for the next, what, maybe 55 days or so now. But heading down south, we'll definitely get nighttime. Of course, it's coming towards summer, so the days are longer, but what, maybe 16 hours of daylight is what we get down in the Midwest, while we get 24 in Alaska and further north, of course, northern portions of Canada, as well as up in the North Pole, the Arctic Circle. If you're up in the Arctic Circle, then you're definitely gonna get non-stop daylight throughout summer. So on my way here, the very first time I came here, once I hit the border, Canadian border, hit the US border, I thought I would have got gas at this gas station right here. But come to find out, see that? They no longer sell gas. So I had to make it another 40 miles away. So just remember, if you're coming here to Alaska and you come across the Yukon border right there, Canadian border, when you come into cellular service, your GPS, your cell phone, your Google is going to tell you that there's gas right after the border. But please, please, please do not follow that thing. There is no gas there. So once again, ensure that you travel with enough gas so that you can make it to the next location. Once again, it's about 43 miles away from the border where you'll get your first gas on this route going towards Alaska. Well, actually you'll be in Alaska anyways, but just remember that I took gas every gas station I got to, but the last one was, I want to say, some 200 miles away, so my tank was running a little bit low on my way here to Alaska. And this was some years ago, by the way, though, and I didn't know the ropes, but luckily I still had enough gas in my tank to take me all the way to the one that's 43 miles away, and so I was able to fill up and continue on my journey. I didn't run out of gas. So just remember that. Now I'm just about 3.5 kilometers from the Canadian border. So I'm just gonna start pulling out my passport card. I use a passport card. I don't use a passport book because I'm crossing the border. If I go on a cruise or I drive across the border, I use a passport card. You can use the passport card for land crossing. That means if you're leaving from the US to go to Canada, or if you're leaving the US to go to, say, Mexico, you can use that passport card for that. And if you go on a cruise as well, you can use the passport card. However, if you're flying, even if you're flying from the US to Canada, you have to use a passport. Just remember that. Alrighty, so here I am, getting close and close to the border. Canadian Customs, it's 20 miles away, it says. However, the border is just about 1.6 kilometers away. So Customs and Immigration is 20 miles away, it says on the sign. But look right here, this is it right here. This is the border. This is the border coming into the US. So if you're coming into the US, then you'd have to pull over right there. But going into Canada, you're gonna pass them up and go further down the road to be checked, so they're not side by side. So there it is. So I'm gonna stop down here by this border. You see Alaska on one side and the Yukon on the other side. But once again, the Customs and Immigration, I haven't passed them yet. But as you can see, if you were going into the US, then you would stop back there. So here it is, the border. On one side we have Alaska, on the other side is the Yukon. And I have already done a video on this as well. Now if you look over there, you can see the Yukon, and I'm gonna step out. They've painted it up different color from the last time I was here. So let me step on out there and go take a few photos as well as video. Last time I came out here, I had to wear my jacket and everything, but now I'm in shorts and t-shirt and it's good to go. So right there, welcome to Alaska. That's if you're going in the opposite direction. of where I'm going, but for me it would be the Yukon because I'm going in that direction. You have your Alaskan flag right there, your American flag, Canadian flag, and I'm thinking maybe the Yukon flag, but there's a little flag right there next to the Canadian flag. But I know this is the Alaskan flag, the blue background with the yellow stars, and the US flag, of course. So, historic Alaska highway, gateway to the 49th state. And this boundary line between the Dominion of Canada and the United States of America should quicken the remembrance of the more than a century-old friendship between these countries, a lesson of peace to all nations, erected May 31st, 1982 by Kiwanis International. Now, this is the boundary line right here. See the boundary? And if you look, it goes all the way up there. And if I turn around, I'd have to go up there on the road, but it goes all the way through those right there. That's the gap. So right now, if I were to look at my foot right here, I have one foot in Canada. Where is it? Where they are? One foot in Canada, one in the US. There we go. Canada, US. US, Canada. So you see the United States right there. United States. Treaty of 1925. And then Canada. I'm in Canada now. And once again, that's the monument right there. It's the international boundary between Canada and the United States. Another thing that happens here too as well is, I think this is where the time zone changes. So I'm just gonna go up the road a little bit. Going up here a little bit, it says enter an Alaska time zone. So that's where Alaska's time zone starts, going into the US. So therefore, going this way, I guess the Canadian time zone would start. But heading out on my journey again. Continuing on my journey. So now I'm in Canada, and like I said, the immigration and customs are actually 20 miles up the road. So I won't be checked until then. I do have my papers ready, and all I need is my passport card, which I have. So that's it. Disable your radar detector. Use is prohibited in Canada. Seatbelt use required by law. Drive with headlights on at all times. Let's keep Yukon clean. And it's 90k per hour over here. And of course, 90 Ks is about 55 miles per hour. 55 miles per hour is 90 kilometers per hour. So in Alaska, speed limit just now was 65 miles per hour, which would be about 110 Ks. But here in Canada, it is. So there it is, the Custom and Immigration of Canada. So that's where I'll show my papers and get on with it. Right there. Custom and Immigration Canada. Just 2 lanes. There's no filming of the officers at the border, so I was not able to film or video or tape or anything or taking any photo or anything like that. But I made it through. They asked me quite a few questions, where I'm going to, how long I plan to stay in Canada, and I just gave them the information and they waved me through. So now I'm on my way. Gonna be driving for maybe another 6 hours or so. I've been driving since 12, and it's now 8:37 p.m. So that's what, 8 hours, another 6 is 14 hours, and then I'll just stop and sleep, or maybe just another 4 more hours until maybe around about a little after midnight. I'll stop, get a hotel, and just rest up real good. Probably download some of my videos to my computer, because my phone is pretty much filled to max cap. So that's what I'll do, and then I'll continue my journey. So yep, I'm here in the Yukon, and like I say, maybe another 4 hours, maybe another 3 hours and 30 minutes thereabouts, and then I'll be getting some sleep. Alrighty, so here I am. See right there, it's blinking. 50 Ks. I was already going 58 Ks, too fast. Beaver Creek. Welcome to Beaver Creek, most westerly community in Canada. So this is Beaver Creek. It's the most westerly city in Canada. And as you can see, there's a gas station, 2 pumps. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get me some gas. I'm gonna get me some gas, fuel up. Every opportunity I get, I will fuel up, like I said before. So yep. Alright, so I'm gonna have to wait right now because they're actually sitting on a pump, so I'll wait until they're through, then I'll get my gas. It's fast gas. And there it is. It's also a motel out here in the Yukon.